When you think of startup hotspots, you probably think of Silicon Valley, maybe Singapore. But right now, one of the most exciting stories in tech and business is unfolding in Bangladesh. Today, we're going to dig into the entrepreneur's journey there. It's a fascinating story of culture, capital, and building a whole new economy.
Okay, let's just start with a huge number, 1.5 million. That is how many jobs the startup sector in Bangladesh has created. I mean, just think about that. That's a massive shot in the arm for the economy and a real answer to unemployment.
And this isn't just a flash in the pan. We're talking about a super active ecosystem with over 2,500 startups. And get this, another 200 are popping up every single year. That is some serious, consistent momentum.
So yeah, that brings us to the big question, right? Why are people calling it a gold mine? We're going to look at this whole thing from a founder's point of view, mapping out that entire journey from just an idea all the way to making a real impact.
Now, if it's a gold mine, you've got to ask, what's the actual gold? Is it just about the money? Well, we're going to start by digging into this really interesting debate about what actually fuels the startup scene. And you know what? The answer is probably not what you think.
Right, so we always assume it's all about having tons of cash and business-friendly policies. But some really fascinating research out of the University of Pennsylvania completely flips that idea on its head. It suggests the #1 predictor for a thriving startup scene isn't capital, it's culture. And this just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you've got the hardware we always talk about, R&D, capital, policy. But on the other side, you've got the operating system, the cultural software that actually makes everything run. I mean, think about it. Meritocracy lets the best ideas win, no matter who they come from. Optimism gives people the guts to take risks. And high trust, that just makes business move so much faster. That is the real foundation. Okay, so having a great idea and a supportive culture is awesome. But it's really just the starting line. Every single founder, I don't care how brilliant they are, has to go through this gauntlet of really practical, really tough hurdles. This is where things get real.
And here's the cold, hard truth. A staggering 70 to 80% of startups fail. And the reasons are almost always the same. First, they build something nobody actually wants. That's called no product market fit. Second, they just don't have the business chops to handle a competitive market. Or third, and this is a big one, they just run out of cash.
And as if all those business challenges weren't enough, you've still got to deal with the bureaucracy. Every founder has to figure out all the administrative steps to actually create a legal company. But look, it doesn't have to be some terrifying, overwhelming thing. The whole process can be broken down into pretty clear steps. It really all kicks off with getting your company name approved by the Registrar of Joint Stock Companies, the RJSC. After that, you'll draft your key documents, open a bank account, submit everything online, and then get your final licenses. See, it's a roadmap, not a roadblock. And here's the most important part. While all those hurdles are absolutely real, a support system is starting to build up to help founders get over them. You are not on this journey alone. The government, for example, is offering some really powerful incentives. If you're a registered startup, your minimum tax rate is just 0.1% of turnover. And this is huge. You can carry forward any losses for 9 straight years. That gives you so much breathing room to actually find your footing and become profitable. So, beyond taxes, there's the big question. Where does the money come from? Well, the list of options is getting longer. You can bootstrap with your own savings, find an angel investor to write that first crucial check, go to a formal venture capital firm, or even apply for government help through programs like Startup Bangladesh.
And we absolutely cannot forget the bedrock of the entire economy. Microfinance institutions, or MFIs, play such a vital role. They're the ones providing the essential cash that fuels the millions of tiny businesses, the micro-enterprises that are really the backbone of local commerce and grassroots innovation.
So you've got the right culture, you've got practical support, and you've got more ways to get capital. What does that actually look like on the ground? Well, it looks like this. Real-world success stories from absolute pioneers who are showing everyone what is possible.
Take Hussein Musa Elias. He co-founded Pathao and totally changed the game for how people and packages move through Bangladesh's crazy crowded cities. He basically created one of the country's first true tech giants.
Or check out Wasim Alim from Chaldel. He saw these huge inefficiencies in how groceries got from the farm to your kitchen table, and he built an online platform to fix it, delivering fresh food right to people's doors. And then you've got Fahad Ifas. His platform, iFarmer, is so smart.
It uses tech to connect small-scale farmers directly with financing and with markets, which totally empowers them to grow their businesses and improve their lives. These pioneers, they've absolutely paved the way. So, for the next generation of founders out there, where does the journey lead now? What are the next big opportunities?
Well, all the data is pointing to 3 sectors with just incredible potential for the next wave of innovation. First, agritech, building on what guys like iFarmer are doing. Second, renewable energy, which is critical for the country's future. And third, the massive, game-changing opportunity in fintech.
And if you want to understand just how huge that fintech opportunity is, look at this number: 60 million. That's how many adults in Bangladesh still don't have a bank account. This isn't just a gap in the market. It's a chance to bring millions of people into the formal economy for the very first time.
So, all the pieces are there. You've got a supportive culture, a growing ecosystem, and massive problems just waiting for brilliant solutions. The foundation has been laid. The pioneers have shown it can be done. So, the only question left really is, what problem are you going to solve?